Hello, Californians. How you doing? Shankar Singham here for the Red Star Report. Just wanted to do a really quick commentary here on ending homelessness. Now, how could I make a quick commentary on ending homelessness? Because it's really not that difficult of an issue to solve. It just takes us as a society to actually all agree on it and do it and vote on it and do it. So, how do we solve homelessness in California? So, let me preface the whole thing real quick by saying that in the Bay Area there is an institute called the Bay Area Economic Institute, who did a study on how much money it would take to be rid of 28,000 homeless people that were in the Bay Area. Okay, so they had 28,000 people. They want to know how much it would cost to house all these people and get them the services that they would need, so they're not homeless anymore. 28,000. So they crunched the numbers using a median house price of $400,000, which is high. And they came to the figure of $12.7 billion to house and service 28,000 people, okay, that are homeless, all right? So if we just crunch those numbers, and we are crunching the numbers and going to put forth a actual study on it, if we crunch those numbers, it comes out to about $500,000 per person, okay? At $500,000 per person, we have 150,000 homeless people here in California. If you do the math, you multiply 500,000 times 150,000, it comes up to, drum roll please, $80 billion, roughly $80 billion. I'm just speaking generally here, general numbers. About $80 billion is what it would cost to house and service every homeless person here in California. Does that seem like a big number, $80 billion? Well, let me tell you one thing real quick, folks. The U.S. federal government takes $80 billion from us every single year. The U.S. federal government takes anywhere from 50, 60, 70, 80, $100 billion from us every year. Last year was the lowest. They took $50 billion from us. We paid $400 billion. We got back $350. And every year, they take a huge, almost an eighth of our net revenue goes right to the federal government, to states like Georgia and Mississippi and Alabama and all these poor southern states, okay? We need that money here. For one, it could fix our homeless, right? Two, we've got a ton of issues here we could fix. So you need to keep that money here. $80 billion is not a lot. Just let us hold on to it. Also, $80 billion also happens to be our agricultural industry. That's how much nuts and produce and wine that we put out for the world is an $80 billion industry. So look, this is a doable number. We can do this. We would be the first state in the union to do it, and we're not doing it to be ranked number one in the United States. We're doing it for ourselves, folks. I know you folks in the suburbs don't really care too much. You don't seem to see much homeless people, but if you go to the big city, it is plaguing every major city in California, and tent cities are popping up, and nobody's doing anything about it. Because what are you going to do about it? What can you do about it? These are human beings. So we want to do $80 billion, and we're going to get some affordable housing for them. Now, what's affordable housing? What's affordable housing versus regular housing, right? So here's a big difference, and it's funny. As low as a price is as for affordable housing, it's actually more of a risk for the lenders. Okay, so this is how it works. A traditional mortgage gets one bank, one loan, one mortgage, right? Done. On an affordable housing lend, it's almost 20 lenders or a dozen lenders per mortgage, because what those lenders are doing are spreading the risk amongst all of them, because it is a high risk endeavor to go into affordable housing. So what's the answer for that? How can we convince these banks to start doing more affordable housing? We don't. What we need is a public bank. A public bank, meaning a community bank, either a county bank, a city bank that for your local city, a public bank, a bank that you belong to and that you are part of, that you have a say in. And every time a public bank option comes to the ballot, it gets voted. It loses the vote. Because why? Because who doesn't want the public bank? Well, the big banks don't want the public bank. So they bombard and they spend money and they bombard us with the commercials on how public bank will, raise our mortgages or increase our taxes or whatever lie they're going to spew. Because a public bank is a direct threat to private commercial banks. In other countries, public banks are the majority, and commercial banks are are regulated, so much so that they tell them, okay, for this year, fiscal year 2021, we're going to allow 3 commercial banks with 14 ATM branches, and that's it. 1 year. That's all they get. And that's how it is in everything, because other countries realize the power of the banks. But in the United States, the banks have the power here, right? They control our Congress. They control all aspects of our lives, from student debt to our homes to our cars, everything. The private banks own all of us. So a way to get out of that, a public bank. And if next time it comes to an election, please vote on it. There's a great group in LA that's leading the charge. They put it up every year. It's led by an LA city councilman. They got Wells Fargo out of the county of LA. So please be on the lookout for on the next election, because it's going to come up again. So please vote for the public. You want to get rid of homelessness? You want to get rid of some debt that you have and alleviate debt for your kids? Go for the public bank. Support it. It's the way to go. That's all I got for you guys today. Think about this. Crunch my numbers. There will be an actual study coming out by hopefully by Independent California Institute, our institute here. We'll see though. Okay. That's it for the Red Star Report. My name is Shankar Singham. You have a wonderful night and an awesome tomorrow. Thanks.